So just another really quick example with the calculus, this time involving the force and momentum equation. So in this case, I'm going to start with a force equation. Again, we're sticking with just polynomials, so it's nice and easy, but it shows you the basic principles of it. Right, what I want, given this equation for force for a moving object, is to find an equivalent equation for its momentum, which is time dependent. Okay, so what we should immediately be thinking really is that we know that force is equal to rate of change of momentum. So from there, if we rearrange things a little bit, we can arrive at that equation, which if we integrate both sides, would give us a simple instruction. If we can integrate a force equation which is dependent on time, with respect to time, it will give us an equation for momentum. So that's the plan. If we take our force equation and integrate it with respect to time, that's exactly what we're going to get. Okay, so on the left-hand side, this integral just gives us the momentum as we would expect. The integral on the other side gives us 0.025 t to the 4 minus t cubed over 3. I'm not going to round that up. Plus, of course, we get the constant. Now, as it stands, that's not a bad answer, but it would be nice to deal with this constant. So again, if we just look at the situation we've got, is there anything we can do in particular that makes or tells us what that constant's going to be? In this case, if we say that time is equal to 0, then the momentum, of course, would be, well, that term goes to 0, second term goes to 0, so we don't really need those. All that's left is the constant. And that literally tells us what the constant is. C is the momentum at the beginning. So there's an initial amount of momentum. The object is already moving. It might be that if it's stationary, then that is 0. But it might be if it has an initial momentum, then this equation tells us how that momentum will change from that initial value over time. So it might be appropriate to call that P0. So our momentum equation becomes 0.025 t to the power of 4 minus t cubed over 3 plus P0.